It looks like we're going to be pivoting over the word from on high, Splatfest themed. It looks like we're going to be switching over here to Team Olive, actually. So we're going to get to see Team Olive, a team that everyone should be familiar with. One of the most popular, well-known teams, has been for a long time back in their days as Squid Squad Spades, back as Chimera, now back here in this rebranding, all the way Team Olive. Gone through a couple changes here. We have to note their results since they picked up Erza. They did have Fuzzy initially. Fuzzy taking a break right now from, at least from Team Olive. Probably not competitive play, but at least Team Olive. But they have had some great results since picking up Erza. Fit very well. Fit like a glove, truly. I know they're very pleased about that pickup. Erza, of course, being formerly from Rising Moon. But this would be, I would say, the biggest win. If Team Olive was able to get through here, get through a team like Splash, that would be one of the bigger wins that the West has picked up over a top Japanese team. Of course, before they can even think about Splash, they have to get through their current opponent, Ninja, who we also saw back in the Platinum Cup qualifiers and Platinum Cup as well. I believe they were a top 4 team at that tournament.
Yeah, and as you mentioned here, Team Olive going to continuously be tested in this tournament, which is great for them. Even teams that are considered in one of the upper echelons of the Western scene, they can still be very, very heavily tested, and that's why I'm so happy we have this tournament with such a large variety of regions at their disposal. They're likely going to be seeing compositions and strategies and teams that they've never played before, players whose styles of play they've never had to face before, so it'll not only improve their game, but it'll also improve the gameplay of everyone that they face. So with this team here, Ninja being another Japanese squad, I will be very interested to see how they go up against each other, what strategies they decide to allocate. Taking a look at the map list here, it appears as though for round 3 we're going to be starting out with Rainmaker on Snapper Canal, so that will be a very large, relatively wide open map. It sort of starts at that upper elevation, goes down to a much lower elevation where the Rainmaker spawns over by that water, and you can be very creative with how you push the Rainmaker. I like to mention that Rainmaker is the fastest mode because you can push it as fast as your squid body can carry that Rainmaker, so you really have to think fast on the fly in terms of where you want to take the Rainmaker, because there are several paths, some of the most on pretty much any map that I know about, where you can actually take the Rainmaker up to the pedestal. So both of these teams are going to have to get very, very creative. They're going to have to think on their feet, and they're going to have to play at their best in order to move on to that winner's top 8.
And I agree with everything that you said there. You summarized exactly how I feel about this map and mode combination. A lot of fun to watch. I'm glad that we're getting to see it so early on. Anytime that you see the reef pop up, you know you're pretty well going to get some sort of an exciting match here as we wait for Ninja to come in here to this wonderful match. And it doesn't look like Dude is suiting up. I don't know if this is a map thing, if Dude's just not available for this tournament. Of course, Dude being that SRB2 Dude. But that's not to say that Team Olive is any weaker without him. Dude, of course, a stellar player, but this is a team of number ones. I believe I used that term to describe set to destroy X at Squid Storm, but it certainly applies here to Team Olive as well. This is a team of number ones, each one of them a stud and star outright, and it's really a joy to see them working together here. Sendo being commonly a blaster and slosh machine player, Erza usually going with the splatter shot or the T-Tech. Nike, formerly the sniper, still plays it every once in a while, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw him on either range blaster or maybe an NZAP. And Soren Soren's kind of been the flex player. Soren has gone with a lot of different meta picks, used whatever is necessary at the time. I know was one of the better tri-sloshers in the early days. Has kind of switched around here. Whatever comp they roll out, expect a lot of turf to be taken very quickly. That is their MO. They love to put that aggressive pressure on, and we'll see if they're able to do that against Ninja, who has a pedigree of their own. Any team that can get top 4 at a Platinum Cup certainly knows how to play the game. So we'll see which one of them gets out into the early lead here. This is one where I feel like it's much easier to play defense on than offense.
Yeah, Team Olive does have the extra added advantage of having a bit of a deeper roster, more than just the base 4 players. Any team that has 5, 6, 7, 8 players at their disposal on a tournament day, which can be very, very difficult coordinating your schedules, especially for a tournament that's at varying time zones for each team depending on the region. It can be very difficult to load in more than 4 players, but they will have the added advantage of changing in between different weapon mains, different weapon styles for each map and mode combination. So if Dude is kicking in the wings, if he is available, that should be a nice advantage for Team Olive going forward, and they're going to need all that they can get against a very tough opponent in Ninja, who I believe from top to bottom is going to be Komeji Rushi-san, followed by that it's going to be Totoron, then Yotsuba, and Mame. So I'll be excited to see what these 4 players elect to load map like Snapper Canal. Again, one of the newer maps introduced in Splatoon 2. A couple more have come out since Snapper Canal has been introduced. Of course, we had the re-advent of Blackbelly, but Snapper Canal, still a very, very fun map mode combination. You have to think very, very wisely about where to allocate yourself, because it can get very easy for your team to spread themselves too thin on such a large map like that, and then you end up facing 2 or 3 of the enemy team at once, and they can just pick you off very easily.
Absolutely, but you got to be careful as well. A lot of teams will go left, hard, far left, because you have a lot of different options that you can use on. But the thing is, when you go all the way to the left, you also make it very easy to get pincered, to get trapped. So this is one of my favorite maps to play Rainmaker on. As a matter of fact, I only like playing Rainmaker on this map. But we're seeing 2 very different compositions coming out here. It looks like one side has the roller there, which is one that we've just really seen a lot today and a lot recently as we've seen this tournament series grow. And it looks like Erza is going to be playing this tried and true splatter shot as 2 of them go down on both sides. A lot of pressure coming up here. Erza going up again, getting a huge kill on the Brella, and this might be an early pop and run. We see Erza pushed all the way up here, takes out the Rapid Blaster. Erza continuing to dive in deeper and deeper, gets another one. Erza is all the way up in their spawn. The Brella going to have to play some emergency defense here, but there's a lot of pressure for this early in the game.
What was that absolute wave of domination we saw? And of course, as Sendo goes down there at the 29 mark, we go back to the tried and true comment. Not only is the splatter shot a tried and true weapon, it's got that 3-shot kill potential from a pretty decent range. It's got the potential with a bunch of Ink Saber subs to just rain burst bombs down on your opponents. And of course, if you get in too deep or you see 2 members right on top of you on the enemy team, you can pop that splashdown and not only get some kills, but get further map control here. But Erza also just a well-known player who's been around for a long time, but as I say that, the opposing team running away. They grab the lead. Ninja going to be trying to get on it. Only a burst bomb can stop them. They're actually stuck. Can they climb onto the Rainmaker pedestal? No. Stopped at 6, and a complete reversal by Ninja. What insight there, and what patience to try and continue to push the Rainmaker forward. We've seen 2 incredible pushes coming out here, but right now Ninja already with the lead at 4, wiping all but 1 member of Team Olive, so they may even have time to come back and try and contest this one. But what is this game?
I would, the teams just love making me liars today. Here I was saying that it's easier to play defense than offense on this map. And what do? They immediately take it back all the way to 4 after being pushed down to 29 themselves. And we were looking at Erza there, so we didn't get a good look at what was happening, but it looked like 2 or 3 of them went down, and whoever threw that burst bomb needs to get a raise, because that burst bomb is the only reason this game is still going on. They're going to have to basically get a dunk. Those last 5-6 points come on the Rainmaker pedestal itself. So functionally this will take a dunk to go the other way. But what a strong clapback there from Ninja.
Yeah, they still have about half the game left to do here, but Ninja looking to be in a lot better of a position, undeterred by that opening domination from Team Olive, forcing the shoe back onto the other foot here. Although Team Olive doing a great job now, forcing a 3-down situation, they have that Stingray to use as well, so they're going to likely pop that pretty soon here to try and keep the members of this team here locked into their spawn. Ninja trying to fight their way back out of spawn as the Stingray comes out. There's nobody still around spawn here, so Sendo, who has a good amount of map control to contend with here, still pushing forward. 2 members smartly allocating themselves over by the Rainmaker pedestal. He's going to get the pick on one of them, but I believe that was the Captain Komechirushi who's going to be able to get the kill there. And Erza's trying to battle it out with Totoro, and they will get the kill there, but Yotsuba going to clean that one up. So a very back and forth performance here, and still they're holding on to the Rainmaker, and
3 down.
They have a shot to push it forward.
3 down, the Rapid Blaster's got to come up big here. The Rapid Blaster does get the kill, and now you see just the power of taking it all the way to 4. Even if they get the pop here, they're going to have to go a fair bit of distance, and that is, again, Mame on the Rapid Blaster getting another kill. The bomb rush is going to come out. Ayers is going to have to retreat all the way to the other side, and a successful defense all the way down to 17. A razor-thin margin of error. Mame going to get rushed from behind there by Erza, who comes around again and has been the thorn in the side and the lead for all of this entire time. But they don't have too many more chances to make plays like that. Erza's going to live up here until given a reason not to. Going to try to get a spawn camp right now, but as we have said, Splashdown not that great against Blasters, and a full wipe as it looks like Yotsuba is doing the exact same thing Erza was doing.
It's just such a back and forth game. We usually don't ever see two incredibly far pushes with the Rainmaker on a map and mode like this one on Snapper Canal, but so far Ninja holding it down quite nicely here. They're giving Team Olive not very much time to try and push it forward, and they've already gotten the Rainmaker in the Team Olive zone, so they have to be very careful. Sora not able to survive.
Oh.
Big double kill there by Kobayashi Rushi-san, who's going to be able to help this cause here, getting the quad and coming with a full team wipe onto Team Olive, who now is trying to come back from spawn, but this roller Yotsuba is just locking them in. The splashdown expended, they won't be able to survive that, but they are keeping Team Olive at bay, trying to give them no time at all to make an overtime push. They have forced the 3-0 situation onto Ninja, now the full wipe. Erza helping to facilitate that, so we will see one final overtime push here. They're going to have to build up their specials. The only one they're still missing is that second splatter shot, so they will have everything to work with here. Erza trying to pop theirs. The Stingray also comes out, and they've now passed the halfway mark. Let's get into this overtime.
This is so intense. Soren pushed up there right now. Soren goes down. It's got to be Erza. Erza not going to be able to get around in time. Erza all the way to the left side to come around and get the flank with Soren. Soren went down. Erza was not able to get there in time. Incredible defense there. I got very nervous. After Ninja got that full wipe, I thought for sure they were going to try to make a push and put it all the way up on the plat. They did not opt to do so, instead leaving it down there and trying to set up a bit softer of a defense. That got picked through. They had a couple chances, and eventually they were able to get that stop, resting on the fact that it was going to take a dunk to beat them. And what a game one. If that was game one, this might be one of the better sets of Splatoon I've seen.
Yeah, both teams very confident, not only with their weapon loadouts, but with their aim, their positioning, everything. They're essentially putting on a clinic here, and this is one of those games where I would say, go back, watch the VOD, see what they're doing, see how they allocate themselves, see how they position themselves, and know when to push forward here. They're both doing a fantastic job of that so far. Both teams essentially had moments where they were spawn camping their opponents, who then were able to turn it around on them and do the same thing in return. So both teams able to very smartly get map control back very quickly. Both teams able to push the objective, and as we move on to a little bit of a smaller map, Muscle Forge Fitness here, I'll be interested to see how they are able to push forward here. Of course, that middle platform is not very large. You do have the shoulders on the left and right-hand side to stand on, but both teams are going to be trying to allocate themselves in a way that they don't have to get on the tower immediately. They're going to look for those picks. Both teams opting for a couple of short and a couple of mid-range weapons. Both teams picking a blaster. For Olive, it's going to be that range blaster, and on the flip side of things, it will be the rapid blaster, but already a 3-down situation. How did that happen so fast?
I have absolutely no idea. That was unreal. 3 going down that quickly? They're going to be able to set themselves up however they want. Yotsuba's going to be able to go around here on the side. Does get called out, but that splashdown is now at the ready. They have 3 all the way up, but in doing so, they've kind of left the tower a little bit open. Mame going to go back as we see Yotsuba come in again. We've been saying this name so much. Yotsuba, Yotsuba, Yotsuba. Rollers being the difference here early on. Still the splashdown at the ready, only to 65. Maybe a little bit disappointing of a push there, given that they'd gotten so many down, but they at least got through that first checkpoint, which will make the rest of these pushes that much easier.
Yeah, and of course, it speaks to the mental fortitude of both teams to be able to say, okay, on Team Olive's side, we got 3 down early on. We were able to stop them at 65, which is not bad at all. And on the side of Ninja, they were able to say, we're not going to let that go to our heads. If anything, we're going to let it motivate us to continue to push them back and try even harder here. Nice splashdown to stay alive when they were facing an onslaught of sloshes there from Nike Sloshing Machine. Yotsuba trying to back off and shark around. That is, of course, one thing the roller really excels at, is just waiting until the opportune moment to pop out of the heat and get a kill kill. They will find one there on the Soren in the form of a trade as the Stingray comes out for Team Olive here. They're going to be able to stay alive there as Mun is going to be able to try and pop this bomb launcher and get a kill on Erza in the process, looking for the double. That's the nice thing about the Rapid Blaster is you can just stay back in mid and peek around with your shots, try and get some kills there, but the Autobomb, the unseen danger, the chicken of death, going to be getting the kill onto them as Nike stays alive, and with the help of a teammate, going to be cleaning up the team captain of Ninja.
A lot of pressure coming here. Nike has been forced back and back and back once again. I'm impressed. I thought for sure that the team with the foot on the gas pedal with the comp that they were running was going to be Olive, but instead it's been Ninja who's been putting pressure and just running at them as much as they can. Ninja Squid showing its prowess right there. I didn't even see Erza move, and of course, neither did the Team Ninja member there. As we're going to see, once again, it's only Mame. Mame gonna get taken out here. There's going to be some on the spawn, but the tower isn't moving. It finally is. They're going to have to deal with Erza coming around the flank again. They know that he's there. We'll see if they're able to do anything about it. And Erza not going to be able to get one. This tower is still moving. Erza still not going down. Finally does. Mame is going to get a chance to overlook the tower. The roller's coming from behind, but the lead does go finally to Team Olive.
Team Olive coming away with what they wanted. They're funny that Ninja Squid would be the downfall of a team called Ninja there, but still plenty of time for them to come back here. 58, not an insurmountable push by any means on just about any map, and this one is no exception here. But look at Erza's positioning on pushes like that. Before that death, they were doing a great job of getting behind the members of Ninja, surprising them, especially the Brella user who was occupied with other matters there. They were able to get behind him and just take them out before the Brella even knew it hit them there. Nice kill to get out of spawn as well, forcing a 2-down situation. 3 down now onto Ninja, but expending 3 of their own members in the process. So again, this being another just absolute bloodbath here. Yotsuba, one of the only remaining members alive here for Team Ninja as they get the lead by a single point. Fantastic job there. So again, we're seeing that lead trade back and forth here. It's not nearly to the extreme that it was on game number 1, but we should see at least one other lead change, I believe, going forward here. Both of these teams are just playing back and forth on this tower here as we see here both teams also using these walls. I like to akin this map to something like a Flounder Heights because you can use the walls to shark around, and both of these teams brought weapons with them that excel at waiting until the right moment to pop out and use their short range and fast times to kill to their advantage.
They're trying their best, is Team Ninja, to put pressure on that flat raised area. Erza barely alive, has to be on the last HP, but gets away somehow. The support comes in. That's going to be 3 down now. Erza's the last one, but going to be able to get another kill. The other splashdown is there as well. Erza with another kill. Can Erza somehow get 3? Splashdown is just too good. Going to take it out there. Yotsuba gets another kill. Now Yotsuba's going to continue to put this pressure that I was talking about earlier. It's just so much pressure. They're not letting them get back in. It's almost like the tower is secondary to keeping them pushed back and keeping control. And you know, I guess it makes sense. If you have control and you keep putting pressure on, then you will have easier pushes. So, I can kind of understand the wisdom of this, even if it does seem a little bit unconventional.
That's just how both of these teams allocate their strategies. They're very offense-oriented. They're very aggressive. They know they're good at killing, so that's what they allocate themselves to do. That's how they win games. And Soren trying to stay around this tower here as well to try and survive, but they're getting attacked by the roller. They're not going to have time to even get on the tower, so a beautiful job there done by Ninja. They're going to lock it down. It was by a slim margin, but that's all you need. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and by one singular point, Ninja will go up 2-0 in this set.
The movement that time from Ninja was just incredible. They kept putting people around. It seemed like every time something was finally starting for Team Olive, they just got flanked. The roller, Yotsuba moving all the way around. You saw the splatter shot moving around. Just great control, great pressure being put on. And that's not a high-scoring game on that map. You said it earlier, 58, not a huge push on any map, especially not that one. 57 being a winner at this level, it just goes to show the ways that this game can be played and how Ninja likes to play their game and put that kind of pressure on. They think with the lead, if we can get 2 down, even if it takes us 1, if you're still back in your spawn the whole game, you know where you're not on? The tower.
And you make an excellent point there. It's going to be a little bit different here. Of course, Splat Zone's differentiating itself from Rainmaker and Tower Control because the objective does not move. And of course, with the change it underwent from Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2, it is no longer that big fight to get through those 3 hallways to get to the opposing team zone. It's no longer that big spread apart 2-zone map that requires the Ink Strikes to be able to get control. Now with the zone just sits in the middle part of the map, those hallways are still very, very important, but now they're just slightly more open, especially the middle section of it. So we're going to continue to see a lot of short, aggressive play come out. Of course, the splatter shots are going to be dueling each other, and this is a fantastic map for that roller to come out if we continue to see it. However, we will see on the side of Team Olive the double sloshing machine composition, so they are really going to be priding themselves on their Stingray usage. That's going to go up against the sole sloshing machine and Stingray by that token of Ninja, so they're going to rely on their specials. Meanwhile, I think Ninja's strategy is really just to rely on that fast time to kill potential, especially of things like the roller.
And I don't know if you saw... Oh my goodness gracious. Yotsuba, 2-in-1 swipe. They don't have the zone yet, but I'd imagine they're going to take it pretty quick. Nike is the last one up, and Nike caught off alone, going to go down to that Stingray. I don't know if you saw the build that Nike is running. Nike's running 2 mains of Special Saver and 1 of Special Charge Up. When you said relying on the specials, that's about as reliant as you can be. Soren going to jump back here, I imagine, to use the Stingray, but the Stingray can't really paint. They're going to try to get a punish here, taking 2 or more members out, but they're all still going to survive that, actually. I think the only one who went down there was Yotsuba on the roller, but I think Yotsuba was already down from another engagement, so that Stingray not going to do a whole lot of them. A big, big kill onto Soren there. That's going to be 2 down as this timer is already at 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's the trouble with allocating your weapon composition toward long-range specials like Tenna Missiles and like the Stingray, is that if you don't have map control, if you're not the one dominating the pace of play, you're just going to get so far backed up that your specials aren't going to make nearly enough impact here. We're seeing Ninja already getting down to single digits.
Goodness.
Down up top. That's a 3-down situation. That zone will be continuing to take back Soren. Their last hope is not going to stay alive, and a very emphatic performance there is going to cap this series off. Ninja able to defeat Team Olive 3-0 with an emphatic performance on Port Mackerel here. They wanted to dominate the pace of play. They wanted to have that control, and then they wanted to sit back and use their Stingrays at their leisure. Unfortunately for them, Ninja had other plans. A fantastic performance by them. A lot of kills still coming out from Team Olive, but it's not enough if they cannot reach the objective. And Ninja with a clean sweep to advance them into the winner's top 8.
The pressure that was put on in that last game was crazy. You used a term right there, controlling the pace of play. That's exactly what that composition they were rolling out was trying to do. Long-range specials, you can understand what they wanted to do there. Get a couple kills, set themselves up if they'd like, and kind of control things and move them back. Play good, strong, aggressive defense. The problem is they just never got out of the gate. They were never able to get off their back foot. That initial 2 squids, 1 swipe deal that you saw there from Yotsuba, putting 2 of them down, then they just were able to pick them off one by one. Nike got taken out by that Stingray, and at that point they just spent the rest of the game trying to get back in, but they couldn't do it because of the pressure that Ninja was putting on. Wow. Ninja, a very fun team to watch. That kind of just stifling pressure, we use that term a lot, but that might be the best execution of it that I've seen.
And it just makes me so excited to see the caliber of the rest of these teams that are in this tournament. Ninja, of course, shutting down one of the Western community's biggest, and I guess most put on a pedestal teams. That's one of the teams that even people who are barely into competitive Splatoon likely know. And so to see them fall in the 3rd round of the winner's bracket here, knocked down to the loser's bracket in the form of a sweep by Ninja, might be a shock to some people. Ninja, of course, being a very, very strong Japanese team playing at their best and coming away with the victory there. They're now going to be awaiting the winner of Neptune and Story overnight. So again, the number of North American teams in the winner's bracket dwindling continuously by the round. Neptune being one of the last hopes here. Japan sort of establishing themselves as a very, very dominant, and not only that, but a very, very large scene. That's why we have so many teams coming out from Japan that are willing to play against teams from around the world, is that there's just such